This is the machine.
So this episode's about piston rings. In this episode, I take the pistons to bits. Unfortunately, I didn't film the removal, but it was pretty straightforward. They came out. There was a little bit of resistance getting over the tiny lip that's at the top of the bores. But yeah, what I want to do in this episode is have a look at them, get them out, and see how much they've worn. And that might tell me a bit about the state of the bores too, in terms of dimensions. So this is piston number 2, I think. I just got it out. There's some scoring on this side. Looks like the rings are solidly in there. That could be interesting. That could be new rings. And then, just for posterity, so that ring is over that pin. That is just over to the side. And then the joint in this one, the oil ring. The towel, but they're all solid. So, I did some horrors getting the piston out. I'll show you that later. But anyway, that's soaking in diesel because I read on the internet that diesel can ease the rings because the rings are sealed in. The oil one isn't, that's loose. You should see that. Well, it was, there we go. That's moving, but these two, they're stuck in the grooves with some crap. So yeah, I've had them soaking in diesel overnight with a little bit of movement, but what I'm going to do now is do something that I saw on the internet, which is always a good thing to do. And put them into warm diesel. So this guy, he heated it up to 100 degrees and took it out and then bangs it with like a nylon hammer, and then, or taps it rather, and then the rings come loose. So I'll try that. I think that might work. In terms of piston, some small scratches on the skirts, and this area here, I think they're plated, and so there's some plating come off. And then for posterity, I just want to get those marks. That's like 0, I think. I guess that's tolerance 0. And then is that a maker's mark? Oh, and there's, I don't know if that's a nasty chip or something on the top there. But anyway, I don't really know what I'm looking at. It looks alright to me. And the bearings off. They look alright, still lots of silver stuff on there, not much scratches, so they look pretty good. I think the engine's been apart before. You can't see it on there now, but when I got it out, the numbers of the pistons were written on the bottom in some sort of marker. So I don't know if that's good or bad. It might all pale into insignificance when you see what I've done to the bore of the of the cylinder, of course. But let's see. Let's try this this boiling diesel thing. Right, so here we go. I'm using my camper van pot because I'm not sure anybody would welcome the smell of of hot diesel in the kitchen. And let's use my my Chinese thing that just 84 already. Okay, so that's going up. So the guy in the video on YouTube, he took it up to 100. And let's see. I'll come back when it's 100 and then we'll go and tap it. What we got? 83. Now it's 92. Now, this is not a precision instrument. Far from it. Oh, that's looking good. Right. Okay, maybe I'll just turn the gas down a little bit. This was some sort of fish steamer that we had that we never used. Much better use here. Just fits that piston quite nicely. Minimal amount of diesel. Oh, it stinks. It's horrible. Right. This has now been in 120 for not very long. I've been really impatient. Let's have a tap. Man, right. Well, that, ow! Oh, that's hot. So, what I've succeeded in doing is putting it further into the gap. But look, that's moving. That one's moving. That seems to. I need something that's. I guess it's plastic to get that out. I'm not sure what. I can't. Oh, well, there we are. It's broken. That's interesting. Let's see if we can get the remains out. I guess for this, yeah, I don't know if you can see. Not very easily. Okay. I made a little tool out of a shitty screwdriver to sort of get in the gap, but I'm worried about scratching the lands. Maybe I need to let that cool down and try my fingers. Fantastic progress so far. I've got a feeling this is going to be like my other engine. Can I get them out in small bits? Oh well. This is pretty satisfying, I think. It's been soaking now for about 3 hours with a bit of boiling, and I've just been tapping it with a screwdriver, and it looks like it's coming out. Obviously, it would be way more satisfying if it would come out in one piece, but maybe it will work on the lower one. Let's see. Maybe I can. Oh no. What have we got? Where's the puzzle? Right. Oh. Well. Right, almost there. Got a piece that's. Let's see. One tiny piece left. Excellent. Yes. Perfect. Right. I'm optimistically getting my feeler gauges out. I think that gap is going to defy my feeler gauges. See it? That is like, it's got to be 2 millimeters, 2.5 millimeters maybe. I think I'm not going to. It's quite interesting, and I don't know whether that's wear of the ring or wear of the bore. What I can do now is move it up. So what I did was I put the ring in and I used the piston to level it more or less. But you know, even if it was a little bit off, that is a massive gap. Right, I'm going to move it up to the top of the bore and see what that looks like. That's interesting. It's obviously an optical illusion, but well, my eyes are wonky, but that is the same gap, more or less, that I can detect with the feeler gauge. So that indicates to me that it's piston ring wear rather than bore wear. If the gap is the same at the top, where there shouldn't be any wear, and here, where there is maximal wear, I think that's quite good news. Apart from the horrible scratches that I put on the bore, which I can't stop looking at. Improved measurements. They're still not great, but I've got the piston 5 and the ring that I took out that was complete. I stick it in the bore and then I put it to a set distance using the caliper. Just push it down, make sure it's even. And then I did it at 3 positions, 26mm, 50mm and 5mm. So 5mm is above the sweep, where it sweeps, and they're all pretty much the same. 1.3, I'm going to say. And that's well over what the tolerances should be. And then I took the ring and measured it. Now I don't know what they are when they're normal. This is consistently worn, I guess this one. Maybe it's 4mm. I don't know, but that second ring is consistently worn. The other thing I did was just roughly measure the bore at the top, and they all came consistently around 97. So I think it's an original bore. It hasn't been rebored, which means I can use standard piston rings, I think. Well, it removes the risk anyway. I can buy one pack and stick them in, and hopefully they'll be at the right tolerance. And then the interesting bit is the one that broke when I took it out, or whether it was broken anyway. I'm not quite sure. I think it broke when I took it out, but over on this side, whichever side this was, I don't know if it was up or down, it's similar wear to the other one. And then as we go round, this one has worn more, so going down to 3.6, and actually if you overlay this one on that one, you can actually see the difference in wear. So I'd say that's significant wear on here, which kind of means that I think these all need to be replaced. And I wonder if that's where the scrapes in the bore are. Who knows? But anyway, the upshot is I can buy a set of standard 97, I think it is, rings, and see what happens and see if they fit. Okay, so with the a new piston ring in there, I wonder if I can turn. I don't know, it's difficult to see perhaps. There's the gap there, and I got the feet gauge out, and that's a really nice sliding fit at 0.3 of a millimeter, which I think is more or less perfect. So this is piston 8. Bearings look okay. Some slight scratching. There's some proper nastiness up here though. Look at that. Yum yum. So this was the corroded piston at the back of the engine that was stopping it turning over. So yeah, I'm going to stick that in the diesel bath, maybe heat it up too, and then we'll get those rings out, clean it up a bit and see what we've got. Yeah. An ascent from hell. Yes. Look at that, you can see it bubbling. It's like almost like it's coming out of dry ice. That second ring seems to be quite loose now. Maybe that bottom one. Let's see. Let's see. Oh my. Oh. Oh, this is nice. I'm guessing. Well, nothing's caught fire. That's good. You can see corrosion. Yeah. Look at that ring. That ring's ready to come out. God, but this one doesn't look good. So I get that one out, I think, probably the oil retaining ring, and then start trying to loosen that by hammering round, and then maybe putting back in. Let's see. All lined up and ready for rings. That's really quite satisfying. Plan is to get the rings in as soon as possible, then get the pistons in, and then I can have a go at refurbishing the cylinder heads. Still needs a bit of cleaning. So I guess it's quite interesting. Well, the piston, I think it was piston number 5, was the one that I noticed was kind of like asymmetric in the bore. I'm not sure I recorded that. And that was the one that had stuck piston rings. And so we did a bit of a deeper dive on getting the rings out of that one. And yeah, the bore, the wear was interesting. And I guess my worry points with those pistons are that the pistons might be slightly scratched, and the plating, or whatever the plating is, might have come off, and so that might be a risk point when I put it back together. But I guess we'll see.